Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Acer. This is a Z24. Can't really read that. It's so small. Z24-890-UA91. Alright. So this is my first time taking this thing apart, so it might take a little figuring out. We'll see. I did see there are 2 screws on the bottom. We're going to be using a PH2 or JIS2, if that even exists, screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Alright, so let's go ahead and lift this up here. You can see there's 1 screw here. Why is it not focusing there? Okay, we're going to undo that screw and we're going to set it aside. It comes out, so we're just going to set it aside. You want to keep the screws in order just because, just in case they're different size, shape, and lengths. Alright, I usually never want to just throw all the screws in a little container or something. I see a lot of people do that, but that's kind of risky. Alright, you got a USB thing here. We're going to remove that. I'm just going to use my fingernails on the corners, edges, or something, and just go like this to pop it out. Let me see it. It's easier with my thumbs. Okay, just like this. Wiggle and pull it out. Alright, I'm assuming this is for wireless keyboard and mouse. Okay, got 1 more screw over here. And hopefully this cover won't be too difficult to remove. Okay, I'm looking at the design here, and it's looking like the headphone jack sticks into this, so I don't know if we're going to be able to just pop it apart. And sometimes on these kinds of laptops, sorry, not laptops, computers, you have to remove the stand first, but I'm not seeing an easy way to remove the stand. Tip it forward. A place to remove it? I don't know. I don't see one. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna get in here and try and maybe pry this with my fingers. Since there were screws here, maybe this side should come out first. We might have to use some special pry tools for this. As you can see, it's not wanting to come out. So let me go do that and I'll be back. Alright, I think I found a way in. So I'm not going to use pry tools. I got fingernails. You can use pry tools if you want. But we're going to go from this side where the CD drive is, but here where the power button is. And I'm going to get my fingernails and push with my thumbs here and pull this up. And there you go. You can see how it popped here. Okay, so we're going to continue working our way around. Let's see if now that I got that side up, I got my fingers in there. I'm going to push down with my thumb here while pulling up. Let's see if I can pop something over here. No? Okay, these clips hold really strong. Nope, that doesn't want to come out. What about on this side of the CD drive? No. So we only got this one side up. Okay, I'm going to probably need a special pry tool then. Okay, also, this lip kind of goes under the CD drive, so it might help to actually eject the CD drive when you do this. Just use a little pin. You can use a small, like, paper clip and just fold it out. Okay, and then you can actually slide that out of the way. Alright, but now you gotta be careful that you don't accidentally damage that. Alright, so let's see if I get my fingernail down here. Nope. Wow, this thing's really hard to pry open. What about from this side? Since we got that side open, can we pry this? Okay, kind of prying it open. Work our way up maybe. Yep, okay. There you go. And we'll continue working our way up. It's interesting that the clips from the sides are coming out easier because the screws were down here. I would have thought that we want to pry this out, but it doesn't want to come out. So I might have to use some special pry tools for this, because if you just use normal ones, you're probably just going to break all your pry tools. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to go grab my metal thin tool and see if I can pop it open. All right, I'm back. Got my thin little pry tool here. This isn't a knife, okay? But yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and see if we can pry from this side. That's the hope, because that's where the screws came out from, but we can barely even get under there. Let's see, what? I don't know. Okay, there we go. So you can see how it has a little piece of plastic that extends out underneath the gray or silver part. That's what's making it difficult. So we're going to work our way over, and now it's popping out. Okay, so we're going to continue working our way down. Same thing. You can see where the pry points are. Okay, for you it should be easier because now you can see there's a pry point here, here, here. Okay, just take note of where in the spot. Okay, so for you this should be easier because you can in advance know where the little pry points are. Okay, there's another one over here. And then probably one there, yep. And then one at the end. Okay. There we go. Okay, accidentally popped the clips back on the side there. Okay, so you can see how this is popping up. Again, I don't know though because of the stand. I think I have to pop the stand out first somehow. But I don't know, I was prying on it. It didn't want to move. So I have a feeling there's some screws or something hidden under here. Let's see if I can pop that out somehow. It doesn't want to pop out. No. This thing doesn't want to pop out at all. Jeez. It feels like it moves a little bit. But oh, did that work? It's popping. Oh, there we go. I hope I didn't break something. Okay, here we go. Okay, luckily, okay, I don't think anything broke. This one looks like a little bit, but you can see how these clips look, okay? So these clips are kind of difficult to remove. You got to kind of get in somehow and then push down and that releases it. But as you can see, after enough prying force, it just popped out. And yeah, there's 4 screws holding this in. So we got to remove these first. Man, I hate these hidden screws like this, but that's how they design it. Okay, got this guy. And one last screw here, and hopefully now the stand will come out. Okay, usually the stand comes out by lifting. Yep, okay, and then you swing it this way. So you see how it has these 2 pieces? They hook into these areas here. Okay, so now that we got all of that out, we should be able to finish popping out the bottom cover. Yep, okay, lift it up. Like this. Okay, looks like this clip kind of clipped itself back in. I'm going to use this because it's a little easier if I can. The thing with using pry tools is you can't really feel how far deep you're going in and you can actually damage more stuff. So usually I try and avoid using those when I can, but these clips are way too hard to pull, to pop, to do it without a tool, it seems. Alright, my other worry is the power button's there, and I don't know if it's just pushing something on the other side here. Okay, yeah, this clip is really strong, so let's see, I'm going to get this in there. Let's see, where's the clip? It doesn't want to unclip. There we go. Okay, and yeah, the power button is on the other side, so this is just a plastic piece, and the button is actually that little circle covered with that I'm pointing to, okay? Alright, we're going to let that down. I'm going to be pulling this up, and then we're going to work on the little clips on this side. You want to be careful again, you don't want to stick any tool too deep in to risk, you can risk damaging something. But wow, these clips are strong. What in the world? Come on. Are you serious? The clips are that strong? Wow. There we go. Okay. So usually the top ones, now that we got all of this, will probably just come out if we like lift and wiggle. Let's see. Sometimes not. No, I guess not. Not quite. So let's rotate this around and then let's start popping these clips, I guess. So get under here. Okay, these feel like they're already popped up. So I think the only ones are over here where it's stuck. So get under there. Okay, in between this gap, and let's pop. Let's see, where's the clip? Huh. Where are the clips? Are there no clips there? Or is it still, oh, is it clipped here? It just doesn't feel like it. So maybe there are clips here and I just don't feel them because it's kind of loose. There's a kind of big gap there. Wow, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't want to come out. Okay, see, this side is coming out. Clips are like that. Okay, so let's wiggle this, I guess. There we go. Uh-oh. One of the clips broke. I don't see where'd that plastic piece come from. These look fine. And it's a silver one. Oh, it came out from this top corner. Whoops. Okay, well, one clip kind of broke, but yeah, that was a pain for how difficult that was. I'm glad only one of the clips got messed up. Anyways, let's go ahead and flip this. You can see the optical disk drive. Whoa, they made it so wobbly in here. See how wiggly this is? That's by design, I think. Yeah, that's all the way tightened. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys quickly what's in here. If you want to remove the optical disk drive, there's one screw here. Okay, and then after you remove this screw, I mean, I'm not taking it out, but you can see how you can completely take the whole thing out. So I'm just going to put this screw back in. I like to twist backwards to hear it click. Alright, I'll show you guys a close-up. Power button there, okay. There's this little cable, which I don't know where that's going to. Does it even say what that's for? It doesn't. Power button has a little flip latch connector here that's going into this little board over here. That little cable over there, I don't know, it's going into this box. So we're going to have to take these screws out for these boxes. The customer wants me to put their SSD in an enclosure. It's most likely under this box, but let's go ahead and open both. So, got this. We're going to have some wobbly camera right now because I'm going to be holding the camera by hand. Okay, you got two screws on the top portion here. I'm most likely going to end up putting this back before I end up even opening the other box. Second one here. Okay. So 3 screws, and the fourth one, most likely this. I don't think there's any more. I think just 4. Okay, so get that screw out. Alright, we got the 4 screws, and this just pops open. Okay. So, you got the speaker here, cable running around, all the way over here. You got this cable, which I'm not sure what it is, but let's move that out of the way so we can see what we're working with. Looks like the speaker cable's running into the computer somewhere, into this portion somewhere. Let's get this back in. This one seems to be for this cable, but I don't know what that's for. What is that? This light? Is that for that light there? I don't know. Actually, that is, I think that's, yeah, that's for the light, it seems. I don't know why it needs so many wires, but it looks like that's what it's for. Okay. This cable seems to go to that. You got this cable that's running into here, right? You got the optical disk drive cable connection here. All right, let's go ahead and open up the big box, but let's put back this one first. Just drops back into place, and then you just get the screws back in. Okay, let me do that and I'll be back. All right, I put back those 4 screws. Now we got to figure out how to get this box off. Let's see, I see 2 screws here, here and here, and then it looks like 2 screws, one here and one here. And I don't see one on this side, unless there's something under the speaker. Nope, nothing hidden under the speaker. So we'll just put this back in. Okay, and let's go ahead and get those screws out, and hopefully that's it. So we'll take out this one. If one is hidden, then we'll find out eventually. That 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, there's more. Okay, I see them. 4. I'm assuming these 2 are also holding it, so we'll take those 2 out. Five and 6. Okay, hopefully there isn't a hidden one somewhere else. Let's see if we can get this box off. Feels like it's stuck on something. No? Okay, lift from this side, it seems. And there we go. Came off easily by lifting from that side with the foam there. Okay, we'll set that aside. So here we have the M.2 PCIe NVMe. Oh, I think it was sticking to that, that's why. So one SSD here, we're gonna have to remove that. We probably have to switch to a PH1 JS1 screwdriver. What do I do with it? Give me a second. All right, got a PH1 JS1 screwdriver. We're gonna undo this screw. And the customer wants me to put this in an enclosure so they can access the data because the drive is dead, or the computer's dead. So here's the SSD. Let me get you guys on the mount and we'll put it in the enclosure. All right, so here's the enclosure. It does come with a thermal pad, but there's already one on the drive, so I might just leave that one. Let's see, so this is what it looks like, okay? And it looks like we just click the drive into here. So take the drive, line it up, okay, push that, and then, oh, actually, okay, there's all the screw mount stuff in here. So we're gonna need to open this. Let's see here, what do we got? Obviously, depending on what enclosure you get, it's gonna be different. So you have these little mounting things to hold it. It doesn't say what screw is for what. I'm assuming this one's to hold the SSD down. But why are there 3 screws? And why are there 2 mounting things? Why would you need more than one? I don't know. Alright, anyways, this, I'm going to put this way so that the taller portion faces down. And then this is just to hold the SSD there. Okay. So normally what I do is I guess all we do need is that screw on the bottom, right? That's it. We don't need anything else. Okay. So for this, we just need a screw on the bottom. Okay, so just get a screw at the bottom of that. All right, and that will hold this metal thing in place from the back, okay? And I think that's it. Again, I don't know why it came with spares. Maybe if you lose one or something, because you can't put them in at the same time or you'll end up breaking something. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. It actually came with 4 screws, so it had 2 of each. So one is to hold the little brass thing or whatever down, and the other is to keep this in place. All right, so now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and put the SSD back in, or we're going to slide it in. Make sure you don't flip this upside down. Okay, so slide that in. Because of the thermal pad thing, we are going to have to kind of push this down to keep the SSD to go under. Okay, just like this. Wow. It's not easy to get this to slide in. What is it? Oh, it's hitting something here. Wait, what? I'm so confused. When you push the SSD down, it makes this little thing go outwards, and then it's sticking out too much for the case to even go on. So how are we going to even put this? Can't even fit it with the thermal pad. Let's take the thermal pad off. Maybe their thermal pad, because it's thinner, will work. Let's try it without a thermal pad first. Okay. It's hitting this. Okay. Okay, yeah, it will fit. I guess we need to use their thinner thermal pad. Ouch, my ears. Okay, so we're going to peel off a layer of this thermal pad protective coating or whatever. If we can. Come on. Get off. This thing is not easy to separate. Okay. There we go. Take off the sticky thing. Is this even a thermal pad? I don't know. Okay, we'll get this on. Just like this. It feels like just a sticker, so I don't know. Okay, let's see here. On this thingy. Attach thermal conductive pad to SSD. Not beyond the edge of the SSD. Insert some blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say there's a second layer, but usually you have to peel both ends, so I don't know. I'm confused now. Was only one side a protective layer and then the other side's just this weird rough texture? Seems like it. Okay, I guess the other end is not supposed to be separated. So we'll just stick this in this case. Make sure it goes down under the thing. Okay, and yeah. All right, and there we go. Now we just got to put this one screw in, the flat one. Okay, it did come with a screwdriver, but I'm using my own screwdriver. Pretty much a PH1 or JS1. There we go. Their SSD is now in this box. We'll set that aside. Okay, sorry, that wasn't really part of this repair. Well, I guess it was, but not part of, like, you know what I mean, this specific computer. I'm just going to put this thermal pad here for later use if necessary. I'm going to stick it to this thing so it's there if needed in the future. Actually, this side's stickier, so we'll put this side down. Okay, there we go. Stick that on. All right, perfect. So we have that. If you're wondering, there's RAM here, 2 tabs. Pull those to the side, it pops up. This is PC4 2666V, 4 gigs. So, and then the other one's 8 gigs, so 12 gigs total. All right, I'll give you guys a close-up now. There's the battery, CMOS battery, CR2032, but it's in this little casing. If you're wondering, the black wire is going towards the RAM, the red wire is going out towards the center of the device. Fan connectors here, wireless card with the antennas are here. Go from the tails to pop it up. This little connector, I'm pretty sure, is for the camera. Oops, I popped it out of the thing. That goes to the camera here, probably some microphones as well. That's one antenna, that's another antenna. I know, sorry, it's blurry. The CPU is removable underneath the heatsink. 4 screws holding the heatsink down. This is like a standard kind of Intel latch thing where you pull this away and then it swings up to unclip. I'm going to leave that alone. And yeah, all right, you got this little connector here, which it doesn't tell me what it's for, so I don't know. But that wire is going somewhere over here. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's for the speakers, yeah, because that's the one that's all twisty, like the speaker wire. And then this wire is going over there for whatever. Okay, anyways, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. All right. There was the random SSD screw. I need to put that one back in. Okay. Okay, we'll put the SSD screw back there, just in case for some reason they need to put it back together. All right, we'll get that back lined up. Okay, line this side up and then drop that down. Okay, let's go ahead and put all these screws back in. We're going to switch back over to the PH2 or JS2 screwdriver. And we'll get all these screws back in. Okay, one up here. One up here. Okay. One over here. Oops. Okay, one down here. One right here. One right here. What is this? Some garbage? Okay. All right, we got all of that. What do we got next? Make sure this is out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put this bottom cover back on. Make sure the CD drive is slid out, okay? And now we're just gonna line everything up. We'll get the top portion in first because that's what we took out last. So we're doing it in reverse now. Work our way down, clip everything, Okay, I like to pick it up and then check, make sure everything looks clipped in properly. Okay, looks good. Side looks good. Okay, we can go ahead and slide this back in. All right, everything looks clipped in properly. We're gonna now get in the stand here. Again, it goes in at an angle like this and then lowers down. Then we're gonna get these 4 screws back in. Okay. This one. I like to twist it backwards to hear it click into place. Okay, this one. This one. Alright, then we got this piece like that. Click it all down. Alright, it just pushes into place. And then we got, don't forget the little USB if you took it out. Put that back in. And the 3 screws. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Again, every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you can subscribe to that one, that'll really help me out. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.